I was not sure whether it's going to work out with Diljit for some reason. I thought he might not be able to do it. There are many people in this world who think that they are the biggest fan of Chamkila, and I'm also one of them. I tried never to manipulate the facts and represent it in the way that I thought it would be. We have not changed Chamkila songs.
Wow.
They remain as they were. Who really helped and made it possible is Rahman sir, who apart from being the best musician in the world is also an amazing technician and great with sound. I believe that I'm like a big cinema watcher, like a theatre viewer and a director.
Yeah.
Like when I close my eyes and think about a film, I always imagine myself sitting in a screen in a theatre and watching the big screen. I can't help it. You do get the feedback for how your film is done in your body, you know, sometimes. But yeah, this is my first film on the OTT platform, and I don't know exactly what the measure of success here is. His purpose is to provide the alleviation of pain in an audience that is already in pain.
Pain, yes.
No Love Aajkal 3, no Jab We Met 2 as of now. And I don't know whether I should ever make a sequel. But let's see, I never say never.
Hi, this is Sheetal Shenoy and you are watching Pinkvilla. Joining me in a conversation today, we have a man whose films transcend us into a different universe. Now, his cinematic universe is not just about storytelling, but it's about a journey of love, identity, self-discovery and dreams. Let's welcome the one and only Imtiaz Ali, who is gearing up for his next release, Chamkila. It's all about the Elvis Presley of Punjab. Hi sir, welcome to Pinkvilla.
Hi Sheetal, thank you.
You know, I just want to start off by saying that 9 months ago, when I saw the teaser or the trailer, I had two questions in my mind. So I've been waiting since then that I'm going to ask you this, okay? Firstly, what inspired you to bring back the story of Chamkila after so many years?
I think the answer is in the first song that has come out, which is Ishq Mitai, because there is something cataclysmic and ironic in the story of Punjab and of Chamkila, where a lot of glory is mixed with a lot of threatening things. And that is Punjab, that is also Chamkila. And that is something that has been occupying my mind for a very long time.
Right, yeah. You know, and the second question that I had is that when I see the characters of both Amar Singh and his wife, I cannot imagine anybody else doing it apart from Diljit and Parineeti, right? So what was the process? Did you have it in mind that we have to get Diljit on board for this? What was the casting process like?
Well, you're not alone in this, because I also feel when I watch them together or separately that I couldn't have imagined, or there could have been nobody who would have played Chamkila and Amarjot except for Diljit and Parineeti. However, I was not sure whether it's going to work out with Diljit for some reason. I thought he might not be able to do it, and etc. So I didn't approach him in the beginning.
Okay.
But it's a little later that I did, and then the moment I spoke to him, it was just like a different chapter.
It's a sure shot thing.
Yeah, it's a sure shot thing, and now I really can't imagine anybody else doing it.
Yeah, you know, when you compare the images of the real person as well, they look so similar. So there's so much work that's done on the looks and the way he talks and the dressing and everything.
But in a way, he has been preparing for Chamkila ever since he was born, Diljit, because you know he was born in those parts. He's also from Malwa, from Punjab, from a smaller place, like a village. He knows that language. He knows what it is to be an artist in Punjab and to rise. He knows about Chamkila much before I got to know. And so he knew everything about it. Like when he spoke to me, the first thing he said is that there are many people in this world who think that they are the biggest fan of Chamkila, and I'm also one of them.
Wow. You know, while you say this, when you read up online about Amar Singh Chamkila, there's a lot of theories as to why he was assassinated at the age of 27 and all of that, right? So I want to understand from you, as a writer, as a director, what's the kind of research that went into making this movie, and what was the process of your research?
There's always secondary research, which is you read books that other people have written, and read you know, articles and stuff that other people have written, things that have been reported in newspaper around down the ages, etc., etc. But then you do primary research, which I think was the important thing for me in this, that I personally, individually met everybody who was in the life of Chamkila, and I met them several times and got their view, their stories, their rejoinders, their attitude. The important thing is that whoever you talk to will speak from his bias. He cannot really take that out. I
Yeah.
met this very important person called Mr. Charanjit Ahuja. He was the recordist and, you know, the music help for all the music that Chamkila recorded ever. And he himself is a legend. I met Tiki, who was the tabla player, the dholak player, and the earliest friend of Chamkila in the music world. I met his first wife, I met his children, I met a guy called Dhakkan who used to be the announcer, and before that a watch repair craftsman. So so meet all of them was the research that I did, and I kind of made fragments of the story in my mind and let it join together.
Right.
The great thing that I think I'm very happy I did is that I tried never to manipulate the facts and represent it in the way that I thought it would be.
Right.
Only because I felt that this is a new thing for me.
Yeah,
like for a writer who writes fiction, it'll be nice to actually have some facts.
True, yeah. But was that particularly challenging? Because see, when you write fiction, right, you make up your own stories and you know that your character, you can take it into a way that you want. But when it's a real story, you need to get really right with the facts and figures that you show. So was that a little challenging for you?
It was very exciting for me. It must have been a challenge. It was a bit of a challenge, but it was very exciting because I knew that whatever is going to come out of the process of trying to figure what must have happened will be more exciting than just imagining something, because it's coming from a different source.
Yeah.
So for me, it was very fresh.
Right, yeah. And how was the shooting process? You must have shot in this place called as Dugri, right? Is it the right pronunciation?
Yes, no. Dugri is the place from where Chamkila had emerged. However, Dugri doesn't look today like the Dugri of 36 years back. And that's, Chamkila was born there 36 plus 27 years back.
Wow, that's a lot.
Which is like 63 years. उस वक्त का Dugri and अब तो बिल्कुल बहुत फर्क है. But so we shot Dugri somewhere else.
Okay.
We shot all the villages that he performed in at different places, but still within the purview of what it used to be and what it used to look like at that point of time. It was fascinating to shoot in Punjab also because it was in the back of beyond. It was the most underdeveloped in that way parts of Punjab, because we wanted to show the 80s. So we shot a lot in Sangrur, Duri, Malerkotla, Mansa, that side.
Yeah, wow. You know, when we see Chamkila as a whole, I feel it gives me the vibes of a Broadway musical with all the amazing music, right?
Very clearly, Chamkila songs are Chamkila songs, just in the way that he made them. Diljit has sung them, but they are exactly in the same way, in the same lehja, in the same language. We have not changed Chamkila songs. They remain as they were, because that's the reason why we're making the film. We don't want to change that. We don't know any better. So those songs remain as them. We have made some more songs for the film. Those are not, Chamkila has never seen singing those songs. Neither is Amarjot seen singing those songs. He will only be singing the songs of Chamkila.
And you know, two exciting names that comes to my mind is your collaboration with A R Rahman sir, right? It's, I mean, it's pure magic when these two names come together.
It is pure magic when only A R Rahman also comes.
Of course. Alone. It's double the magic now.
He is the magic. I'm just like the tag along.
Oh God. You know, in fact, he mentioned that he always wanted to compose music for movies that are connected to Punjab or Punjabi, right? And you made it happen.
He was very excited about the fact that he said that this is the first full Punjabi album that I'll do. And then apart from the things that we expected we will do, which is use like native instruments and with many traditional thekas and instruments which no longer get played in Punjab, he has managed to include in this album. But apart from that, there's also a vintage value of the films of 80s and 70s, of the music of 70s and 80s that I think Rahman sir has brought into this album.
I can't wait for the whole album to release. I think the first song that's come out, Ishq Mitai, has to be, it's on loop from the time it's been released. So thank you for such an amazing song.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You know, I also want to understand from you, it was the first time you were shooting a live music, right? Like that. What was the process for that?
Well, it was a process that I had not gotten into before. We always record sync sound, so to speak, that when we are talking, the same sound is heard in the theatre finally or on the OTT finally. But we've never done it with music. It was a technical challenge, that how are we going to record singing and playing and and exactly in the same way, keep in the film. Live music and singing. So we had discussions. Dhiman Karmarkar is the sound recorder, so he really stepped up to the challenge. We experimented, we did many things. Who really helped and made it possible is Rahman sir, who apart from being the best musician in the world is also an amazing technician and great with sound. So he suggested a lot of things, and there is his engineer Hirel, who was on set with us whenever we were recording, shooting music. So all that put together really made it happen for us, because we, you know, the day when you see the akhadas of, you should in my film in Chamkila, you should know that exactly what they are singing and playing, that is what you are hearing. There is no playback. There is no superimposition later. That's exactly what they are performing, and that is why we have musicians. That is why Diljit was, like, it was not possible without Diljit and Parineeti, and also the other musicians that are playing. Absolutely. They are actually playing, right? So that is something very fascinating that we achieved, and we are very thrilled. And also then what happens that when you are recording, you'll notice that in the West, they always do that. But we don't come from that kind of culture, right? But what ability you get is that if a musician is singing in a live stage, sometimes he just talks to the audience and then goes back to singing the song, which a Diljit can do, you know, which we can do if there is live recording of sound, which we have managed to do this. Amazing. So I'm very happy about that achievement also.
You know, just out of curiosity, I wanted to understand, why is this movie not releasing in theatres?
Well, because you know, new things come along and you must try it. I believe that I'm like a big cinema watcher, like a theatre viewer and a director. Like when I close my eyes and think about a film, I always imagine myself sitting in a screen in a theatre and watching the big screen. I can't help it, but I don't think that will be a bad thing for a film that I make for an OTT. So it's a new thing, and I feel that there is a certain reach. And I feel, see, the point of making Chamkila, for me, I'm a Hindi film director, right? And but making Chamkila in Hindi, I thought was necessary, because Chamkila is a very big subject. I think it's a universal subject.
Absolutely.
You know? So I wanted that people that are not from Punjab should also watch this film and enjoy it. And people perhaps that are not even from this country and that don't even speak these native languages should be able to enjoy it. So yeah, that's the reason why we made Chamkila in Hindi. That's not your question, but that's my answer.
But while you say this, I want to understand, as a filmmaker for you, I'm sure commercial success is also a part of making movies, right? But when it releases on an OTT platform, what is the measure of success for you?
Oh, it's dicey. I don't know. Like how a movie becomes. But you know, I do feel so many films I've made. This is my 9th film. And I feel that when you go to seek how the movie is done, you don't get the answer. They give you a lot of statistics which can mean different things at different times, and you know, things are changing. But also there is also this reassuring smile on the faces of distributors, which has given me a lot of hope and sustenance in life, although I didn't understand the numbers, but I understood that smile. You know, sometimes when, you know, I am traveling, and let's say there was a time in Hyderabad, when I came to the airport to take the flight, I realized that the distributor of Hyderabad had come for some film with a lot of biscuits. And these are Karachi bakery biscuits, and I wanted to send them with your family. I realized that, oh, my last film has done well.
That's
so
the measure.
So sometimes you feel it. I think you do get the feedback for how your film is done in your body, you know, sometimes. But yeah, this is my first film on the OTT platform, and I don't know exactly what the measure of success here is. I will, I guess if the Netflix people are happy at the end of it, if I see smiling faces, that mera to appraisal acha hua type, so then I will know that the film has done well.
And even the audience will have a big smile, I'm sure, after the movie.
Yeah, I'll get to know if they have liked the film.
You know, talking about the song itself, there's a line in the song that it is part of a dialogue actually, but that really stuck me, is that in इश्क मिठाए जब दुनिया में तनाव बढ़ता है, जनता में entertainment की भूख और भी बढ़ जाती है. right? Now, when I heard this line, it just brings me to the fact that mental health, the nuances of mental health is used in so many of your other movies also, right? Like Ved in Tamasha or even Aditya Kashyap in Jab We Met, right? So from your perspective, I want to understand what is the significance of showcasing how, say, a male lead is perceived from the point of the audience and his internal conflicts.
Well, I feel that there is something from the psychology of artists also in here.
Yeah.
The mentality of an artist is important over here, and he, in that moment that you talk about, is being made to realize that his purpose is to provide the alleviation of pain in an audience that is already in pain.
Pain, yes.
A reminder of that pain is not what is elicited from him.
Wow.
A kind of a reminder of hope is needed from an artist sometimes, and I feel that that in a way is about mental health, because despondency, darkness is the worst thing that can happen to any person and any society. And I feel that the great artists, Chamkila and various other musicians and artists that provide us with joy, give us oxygen.
Yes.
And that is always necessary. That is always necessary for you, for me, for everybody. All of us are patients of mental health.
I agree.
You know, it's not an illness, you know, of the usual type. All of us need hope. And that Chamkila could provide it in Punjab at that point of time in the 80s, which was a very dark phase in their society, was really what gave his golden era.
Yeah. You know, to add on to the artists that you just mentioned, you're also one of them, because ye heat jab sad hoti hai, to we look at your movies all the time, and I'm sure most of the audience will agree to
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's my purpose in life. You've given me purpose.
Yeah, thank you. You know, on that note, I just have one last question. As a filmmaker, for you, do you feel that the industry is evolving, right? It's ever evolving, but the way a story is being told nowadays, and also the way audience is preferring different kind of movies, has it changed over the years from your first movie Socha Na Tha to now Chamkila?
Well, it is always changing and always constant. What is constant is the fact that a new, good, unique thing comes and the audience laps it up. Yeah. They don't want to see something that they've seen before. They don't want to waste their time. The audience is changing, the filmmaking makers are changing, but this is not something new. It has been happening all the time. Maybe it is faster, the changes, because the media explosion in the last 5-10 years has been just phenomenal and unprecedented. You just look at how it, like when I go to the table, it seems like a full feast is laid as far as the OTTs are concerned. The choices are so many.
So many.
You know, that choice was not available. There was a time when I was a kid in Jamshedpur, and that one movie that came was the only thing that you could ever watch. So things change, and so my mentality as a viewer changes. So definitely filmmaking and the demands on filmmaking change. But I feel also the opportunities that are available. The new kid coming out, wanting to make films, can do a million things. And over there, back in the day, all we could do is to hope to get into some film bandwagon as whatever, you know, and then learn from there. So things have changed and new opportunities have been created. Pehle ye hota tha, you could only make films of 2 hour, 2.5 hour duration. Now I can make stories which are of 7 hours duration, make a show out of it, make episodic. So I think I'm happy to be a part of this era rather than any other.
Oh yeah? Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Wow. You know, we just have one last question from a fan actually. The fan is asking you that what next from your side after Chamkila? Are we going to expect Love Aajkal 3, Jab We Met 2? Ye sare questions fans se aa rahe.
Well, no. No. No Love Aajkal 3, no Jab We Met 2 as of now. And I don't know whether I should ever make a sequel. But let's see, I never say never, but no plan as of now. Let's see what happens. But then yes, I have 3 scripts that I am now crazily desperate to start getting on to making.
Wow, and we can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, I can't wait to start filming again.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir. This was such a delightful conversation and I can't wait to watch it. I'm a little bummed that it's not releasing in the theatres, but still on OTT, I can't wait to watch it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi, this is Imtiaz Ali and you're watching me on Pinkvilla.